All right, Vestas. Oh, this is about to give you a good one. Listen, you already know we're going to talk about day two of the mandatory minicamp for the Cleveland Browns, but you also know that we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. We also going to talk about the impact of sports gambling today because of the verdict that came down, or I'm sorry, the injunction that came down from Brandon Sorsby yesterday. We know that Shedeur Sanders is preparing for his second NFL year. We just ain't talking and asking about if sports gambling will impact his future. We also gonna break down how. And also, I hate to bring this up because Shilo Sanders has not returned to the NFL. Have I found the smoking gun? What does the NFL and the NFLPA says about gambling partnership and active gambling associations? Will Shilo Sanders or has Shilo Sanders been impacted because of an existing relationship with Prize King? Y'all, we never thought about this before. It actually just came to me when this case with this collegiate quarterback player just got an injunction to play, and I'm like, hold on, y'all, this thing is so huge. I don't think that we actually knows exactly what the implications is. But this is a valid question. Why Shilo Sanders has not been returned, has not been requested to return to a team in free agency before the NFL draft, after the NFL draft, have we found the smoking gun? Is it because he's associated with a gambling entity that bet on NFL games, y'all? We got to talk about that. But before we talk about that, hey, we finna go with Casey Concepcion, that Denzel, no, that Deshaun Watson presser today, along with Shedeur Sanders pressure. Then I do got to bring up Joe Patino because I got a question regarding him too. And then we're going to get into the main topic. And then, investors, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. Now, let's start. So, Casey Concepcion, congratulations. Congratulations. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Y'all already know I'm at the mercy of a hotel internet. But if you don't know, Casey Concepcion, he signed his contract. I think it was today or yesterday. So congratulations to him. Okay, here we go. These are some slides I'm going to cover. Give me 1 second. Where is the slides? Well, anyway, Casey Concepcion signed his contract today or yesterday. So congratulations on with him. But one thing about the Casey Concepcion contract, which I asked, I think I pondered this question maybe about last week or 2 weeks ago. What was the status of Casey Concepcion's contract? The investors informed me that it was not signed at that time. I also asked about Taylor Green's contract. Taylor Green's contract was signed, I think it was around May the 9th, so about 30 days ago. But the reason why Casey Concepcion's contract is significant, guess what? Him and his lawyers and his agents, they worked out a fully guaranteed contract for Casey Concepcion. So Casey Concepcion, his 4-year rookie contract is worth $20 million. And because of the deal that they done, and now that he has signed his contract, guess what? He's going to get every penny of that. So you might as well say that a Casey Concepcion did exactly what a Denzel boss Deshaun Watson did regarding his 4-year and 230 or $260 million. So congratulations to Casey Concepcion. Now let's go ahead and move on to Deshaun Watson. Now I don't know if you know this or not.
I think you
I
guys
don't
seen
I
it on
don't know if
social
you
media.
know this or
Focus
not.
on only on victories
But
every day, and so that's all I focus.
hold on. Now, Deshaun Watson today, he had his presser. Now, I asked about him 2 weeks ago. I said, Vestas, talked about this several times. Do you think closer to the season, are we going to see or before mandatory minicamp or before the actual training camp, will Deshaun Watson speak to the media? Because if he's going to be quarterback one, he needs to speak to the media. Well, y'all remember that banner that we had before? Well, guess what? On the an A in terms of responding to those questions. But there is a couple of responses that Deshaun Watson gave that I want to bring up, y'all. I definitely want to bring up. Okay. And maybe I read too much into this. I was talking to a friend before I went live. Maybe I read too much into this, but I definitely want to get your input because Deshaun Watson said some things, and he said some of these things on purpose. It was not accidental. He didn't know one let me tell Deshaun Watson said. And then also, Shedeur Sanders went first, then Deshaun Watson. I don't think the media was being messy, Shedeur Sanders. My thing is, when they raised the question to you regarding what Deshaun Watson had going on training camp, I really think that you should have known that, Shedeur Sanders. So I'm going to go back and once again, I'm going to say, please watch your association. According to Deshaun Watson, he has a relationship with the Sanders family. I think him and Bucky, they knew each other when Bucky went to his first college in Texas. He said they have an association. They're very familiar. He's very familiar with the Sanders family. But I'm still going to say, Shedeur Sanders, watch your associations. So let me go ahead and play this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play this right here, because you need to hear how Shedeur Sanders responded to this question here. And then I'm going to play Deshaun Watson questions and answer. I think I only got like maybe 2 snippets of Deshaun. But here's Shedeur Sanders regarding a question.
And it gives you no choice but to be great or to get out the way. You know, I think
watch this question.
It's simple.
Shedeur, do you plan on hosting a workout prior to training camp for teammates, or are you going to attend Deshaun?
What do you mean attend Deshaun?
He's having a workout for teammates.
I just think that was just a question to try to start something.
No, I don't think that should.
I think we're a team. If one of us chooses to do something, we all gonna do it together as a team. It's not no individual thing. So that's the thing. Like the quarterback room, like we all connected, we all cool. That's the difference. Like we all cool, we all communicate with each other. Hey, there's nobody's single individual idea, because that creates separation with, okay, now what receiver's gonna show up for this guy? We all a team. We all gonna come as one. We all gonna get together as one team and get things done. Cause then that's what that causes separation and just a messed up vibe. And it's like that's not really what we own this year. We own like being a great team.
How does it offense?
Hey, listen. I love you, Shedeur, and I agree with you, but just be careful, okay? Now, let's go to Deshaun Watson so we can get into this serious conversation that we need to have regarding the injunction that Brendan Sorsby, I'm going to say, got awarded, okay? Because we ended the live on that last night, and I want to go ahead and address that. But let's go ahead and play some of these clips from Deshaun Watson. I think the last time he talked to the press was over 20 months ago. Because I think Mary Kay Cabot, when he got off the platform, I think she stated that the last time they spoke together was 20 months ago. So, hey, Deshaun Watson took the platform. Let's go ahead and bring him to the stage.
Outside of that, just keep pushing forward. That's how life goes. Life is going to continue to go on. At the same time, I was able to grow and learn.
Deshaun, was there ever a thought, you talk about the opportunity to get back out there and get an opportunity to play this game?
No, never was a thought.
Did y'all hear what he said?
The last time we saw you on the field, you were rupturing.
This is important. And Tony talks about why is this important. This is why this is important. The information I'm going to bring up regarding the case regarding Brendan Sorsby, we know that gambling is part of the NFL. And you see that the Cleveland Browns is in consideration over on what quarterback is going to be QB1, QB2. That could be a betting scenario, and it also could be a betting scenario on when the Cleveland Browns will announce a quarterback winner, right? So once again, what he's saying now, because he's not talking in, he's not hesitating on what he's saying. Deshaun Watson is talking like this on purpose. So like I said, I got 3 clips. I listened back and looked at it again, and he is speaking in a way that he knows that he is going to start. And one of the beat writers asked him, hold on, I'll let you hear what Deshaun Watson gonna say.
But outside of that, just keep pushing forward. That's how life goes. Life is going to continue to go on. So, yeah, it's been tough, but at the same time, I was able to grow and learn.
Deshaun, was there ever a thought? I mean, you talk about never being able to get back out there and get an opportunity to play this game?
No, never was a thought.
Never was a thought.
Deshaun, the last time we saw you on the field, you were rupturing your Achilles.
Okay. It was that he never get back on the field as a starter. All right, let me play the next clip.
It's every day. And so that's all I'm focused on is just being able to keep pushing forward and keep stepping forward. If I keep, stepping forward and standing, 10 toes down, then I'll be good.
Deshaun, you said that you didn't have any doubts in your mind that worried about never playing again, but I guess were there any doubts about if you would get another chance to be the starting quarterback?
Listen.
No. And that's just from internal conversations.
Did you hear what he's saying? Someone asked him, do you have any doubts that you would ever be a starter again? He says no, because of internal communications. So I don't know when he's going to be announced as the starter, but Deshaun Watson will be a starter this year. And I would not be surprised if Deshaun Watson, with these talks behind the scenes, if he has not been already told that he's going to start this season. Let's see what else Deshaun Watson stated.
Really focus only on victories every day. And so that's all I'm focused on is just being able to keep pushing forward and keep stepping forward. If I keep stepping.
You didn't have any doubts in your mind, worried about never playing again, but I guess were there any doubts about if you would get another chance to be the starting quarterback?
No. And that's just from internal.
Have you thought about what you want to do since this is last year contract, what you want to be doing in 2027?
I don't know. I'm trying to play a full season, man. I'm just trying to be healthy so I can play all 17 plus games. So.
Did y'all hear what Deshaun Watson is saying? Deshaun Watson said he is planning on playing the whole entire 17 plus games. That means 17 plus seasons. And we had a very good conversation with Run Tell That series. It is what it is. I loved it. Let me disconnect one thing. Hold on. I love it. I love it. I love it. However, we cannot ignore a factor that we have not considered. What if? Oh, come on, internet. Come on, internet. Let me see. Audio check. Can somebody give me an audio check, please? Let me see here. Can someone put let me know if you hear me in the chat. I just got a message from the internet hotel that is unstable. So I'm praying that you hear me. So with that being said, we have to consider, what if there is a betting on somewhere in the background? Because they bet on everything. They bet on everything. What if, and I do want to open up this can of worms. What if it be quarterback 1 or 2? And the reason why this thing is being delayed is because the stakes are going up behind the scenes. Also, we have to consider is there also a betting competition going on behind the scenes? I'm not a gambler, so hey, forgive me for using the wrong words. But what if there's a betting option behind the scenes on when the announcement would come out for the Cleveland Browns? Now, does it sound silly? Yes, of course it sounds silly. It sounds very silly. Let me go ahead and remove this here. Does it sound silly? Yes, it does sound silly, but we know that something is going on. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me go to the comments real quick. Let me go to the comments. And then also, remember this here. And go ahead and throw this up here, right here. Do you remember this here? Do you remember the conversation that we had regarding Joe Patino? Remember, we couldn't understand why Joe Patino, for all of these months, he was going back and forth if he's going to play or not. Why he hasn't made a determination. We did know at the end of March, his contract was null and void, but then it still took him another 2 months just to come out and say that he was retired. Okay. Entertainment purposes only, entertainment purposes only, entertainment purposes only. I just want to throw this out here. What if Joe Patino, just like we have alleged or speculated regarding Jerry Jeudy, what if Joe Patino, how can I word this? What if there was an investigation regarding Joe Patino falling last year in several of those games, not protecting Shedeur Sanders as he should have? And what if there was an investigation that was going on also in the background that also would have impacted his career if he would have returned to the Browns? And let's just say, hypothetically, and for entertainment purposes only, maybe that's why he went ahead and finally said that he's going to retire from the game of NFL. There's a lot of stuff going on regarding betting. Now that we know that the NFL is allowing betting to go on, not with the players, but all these other entities, and we've already heard about the scandals of shaving points in the NFL. That thing used to be something back then, and you cannot tell me that it went away. Why do I say that? Because there's a lot of NFL retired players coming out stating that they knew that betting was going on, but it was just undercover, and it was under the scene, and it was a hush hush, and it was a secret. So do you really think betting within the NFL in games went away? I'm trying to tell you, I think it was so prominent in the NFL, that's why it bled into the college arena. And the reason I say that, everyone is having a hard time believing that Brendan Sorsby got an injunction, and the only punishment that he has is a 2-game suspension. They said that the rehab that he went through was enough of a punishment, and he just got to sit out of 2 games, and he can get back on the field this year because Texas Tech don't have, they quote unquote, as Shannon Chop and Ocho Cinco and Nightcap stated, their version of their Tom Brady. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna play that clip out of the comments. Let me go to the comments. Hold on. What's up, Mita Lee? How you doing? What's up? Hey, what's up, Cheryl? Hey, I understand. You got 2 names now. I understand. Even investors. What's up, Sharon Brayley? How you doing, Sharon? How you doing? SDP 1208. What's up, Justine? Justine, cut them low, Justine. Hey, forgive me for the internet. This is the internet in the hotel. I have no control over it. What's this right here? Good Indian Slim 081. What's up, 420? We about to get We're gonna have some good discussions over here. Everyone, we are well off. Thanks, Bucky. Come on with it. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, Anthony Vance? Let's see here. Our Queen Tony. Oh, what you? AK Grown got in the Cleveland media, but yay to Shedeur. Okay, them. Facts. I hope I read that wrong. Okay, what's up, Mel? Oh yes, we have to talk about it. Yes. About 3 weeks ago, discussing Sorbet and mentioned Shedeur's. Come on with it. And mentioning Shilo Association and promoting a prize pick and underdog. Come on with it. That's why we have real conversations over here. This is why we have real conversations over here. And listen, I did my homework. Now, the data set that I got, of course, it was generated. So I'm going to say, take it as entertainment purposes only. But what I'm going to show you here, the NFL, now this part is crazy. What I'm about to show you how the NFL, because guess what? The NFL, they actually get generated from also gambling. And this is going to be a slippery slope. Domino is about to fall in the wrong way. And guess what? This is going to open up a can of worms. I was surprised just in my research today that the NFL, they get money from gambling partnerships. And like I said, from the data sets that I'm going to show you, take it for what it is. But I wouldn't be surprised. Let me keep going. But thank you for that, Mel. Watson is not going to be QB1. Listen, based off Watson said, and he's saying that he's talking behind the scenes, his internal talks. Watson, he may not start, but Watson is going to be a starting quarterback over some of these games. We just need to come with the realization. I don't want to see it. If I put it like this, if Deshaun Watson did not talk to the media, I would be like, it ain't gonna happen. But when Deshaun Watson made these statements today out of his own mouth without hesitation, okay. Haslam made Watson said it out of his own mouth. He says that he's never doubted that he will never be the starter again for the team. And Watson said he plans on playing 17 games now. Hey, maybe that just maybe on his wish list, but this is what Watson is saying. I don't think he's going to make 17 games, but he will start some of these games. I think Shedeur is right. Grossi was being messy. Mary Kay Cabot started by posting some of the wide receivers are going to Miami Watson. Right, but why Shedeur didn't know about Watson having that workout session? Shedeur Sanders was totally surprised about that workout session. He was surprised, y'all. Shedeur was totally surprised. Let me play it again. I'm gonna put it up to the camera. Shedeur didn't know exactly what he thought that they were playing around. Shedeur Sanders did not know about this workout session. So I'm like, okay, Shedeur, I understand you saying this is a team, but don't be naive. Why he didn't know about this workout session?
That's for us, and it gives you no choice but to be great or to get out the way. I think it's just that simple.
Shedeur, do you plan on hosting a workout prior to training camp for teammates, or are you going to attend Deshaun's?
What do you mean attend Deshaun's?
I think he's having a workout for teammates.
Hey, you can go read the body language yourself. If Shedeur knew about Deshaun workout, he would have been like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. He would say, what you mean Deshaun workout? Okay. Hey, what's up, Lady E? What's going on, Lady E? I hear you. Okay, thank you so much. If Haslam forced Monken to start Watson, they're tanking, and not trying to win. But I don't think Monken would. I don't think Monken would go that far either. But just like I played the clip last night from Asante Samuel, when he said that he really has a strong belief that Deshaun Watson is going to start this year because Todd Monken is the his first year as a head coach, and the owners will have some say. So I never played the NFL, but the way that all of these retired NFL players are talking, they know more than what we do, and they know exactly how these owners move behind the scenes. So right now, we're just going to sit back and see. But when Deshaun Watson said certain stuff today, I took notice of it. I took notice of it. Bye, Joe. Listen. What if? What if for business purposes, entertainment purposes only, and we doing sports debates over here? What if Joe Bettino left because it was an investigation against him regarding points, shaving points? This thing happens all the time. This is just something this is just another theory. This is another business theory. Hey, the what if? What if he just put in his retirement packet because there's a betting investigation going on for Joe Bettino? All of a sudden, he said, yeah, I'm going to retire. Okay, bet. What's up? How you doing, Coach? Hey, Coach, how do you feel about this? And put it in the chat. I definitely, of course, if you want to come up, I would love that. But based off the connection I had last night with Run Tell That series, he hopped on the stage and we went back and forth about 15 to 20 minutes. It was some good discussions. But the audio, from my standpoint, was not good. But I also looked up that Colorado is playing Texas Tech on the 3rd of October of this year. Do you know, how do you feel about the CU Buffaloes, Coach Prime team, the CU Buffaloes going against Texas Tech and Shorby, I know I messed his name up, Shorby is quarterback going against the Colorado Buffaloes this year? We have to consider that. I think the only school that has not removed themselves may be BYU, but I may be incorrect, but I do know that the Colorado Buffaloes is going to play Texas Tech the 3rd of October. And Coach, I just want to, you don't have to, of course, tell, insider information, but how do you think the team is going to feel about going against Texas Tech and Sorsby is in the backfield as quarterback? Hey, interesting question. Bettino got paid too, right? And Miles got. Hey, Miss. Okay, yep. Hey, everyone call me Squirrel. I saw that. Okay, Miss Squirrel. Okay. I saw that the other time. Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, Dustin? Salute. Run Tell That series. Hey, thank you so much for last night. I never liked Shilo promoting the gambling stuff. Yes, but he's doing whatever, and I totally understand that. But guess what? What I found out, Detroit, you know how I do my research. With Shilo being associated with Prizepicks, and also has already stated on camera that he also bets on games and he has winnings from games, the NFL is seeing him as a high risk. Just let me get through the other slides and I got you. I promise you, I got you. You can see Mary Kay Cabot, but she didn't ask that. She wasn't the one that asked that question, y'all. You probably heard her voice, but she didn't ask that question. I think that came from a man, and if she did, okay, she probably wasn't close enough for me to realize that was her voice. But a lot of other people was asking Deshaun Watson about that starting quarterback question, and that was his response. I have noticed Shilo hasn't been promoting Prize. Well, he just released a video. 2 or 3 days ago, and Prizepicks is on there. He's advertised. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and upload this video here. Shilo just did this 4 days ago. Matter of fact, let me pull it up on this phone here. This was a video that Shilo did 4 days ago. He has it right here. And we finna get into the Shilo thing, why I'm bringing up Shilo in here, because I know we've always cared about him. This was 4 days ago. The title of the video is Shilo found the best restaurant on South Beach. 2 minutes and 22 seconds into the video, Shilo Sanders is promoting Prizepicks. Right there. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Blind Beauty Big Time? How you doing, Blind Beauty Big Time? 30 minutes, and now we're finna get into the main topic and discussion. But here we go, y'all. Is that why I think so, Lady E? I think I found the smoking gun. Based off the data sets that I'm going to present tonight, I think this is the smoking gun on why Shilo has not been called back to the NFL. Is because of his associations with Prizepicks and stating that he does bet. Let's see here. How's that coming out? Let me go ahead here. Okay, what you saying? I feel good. We beat him when he was at Cincinnati, so we're not scared. But what about the gambling aspect of his play, coach? Yeah, his talent. Now, the last time that Colorado played Texas Tech, I don't know if he was the quarterback then, was on November the 9th of 2024 that I pulled up last night. And Shedeur Sanders was definitely playing in that game. And the score was, I think, 41-27. So we definitely beat Texas Tech that time. But with Sorsby, he'll definitely be playing in that game on the 3rd of October. So, yeah, beating him, I wasn't even talking about that. I'm talking about the gambling aspect of it. Do you think the team would be hesitant to play Texas Tech because Sorsby has admitted to gambling on the games that he plays in? Win or lose, win or lose, win or lose. Game starts at 7:30. Okay. All right, so let me see if y'all can see this right here, information right here. Let's see here. All right, here we go. So maybe you can see this and maybe you can't, but let me go ahead and read this right here. And this is what I dug up. Now, going back to Watson and going back to the thumbnail. Now that we know that gambling is a thing in the NFL, business versus talent. If Watson, this is my thing, if Watson is chosen to be quarterback 1 versus Shedeur Sanders, that would definitely be business over talent. And if there is some type of betting going behind the scenes, sports gambling will impact Shedeur Sanders' second year in the NFL. Let me show you this right here. Let me show you this. One second. Let me take this down. So we have to consider these things. You remember how we have already projected that Shedeur Sanders will, the Cleveland Browns will go 14-2, 14-3 before Myles Garrett left. After Myles Garrett left, I'm still saying that the Cleveland Browns is going to easily go 11 plus, 12 plus games. But that now, since gambling is in the NFL, what if there's a game that the Cleveland Browns supposed to win, but because of Vegas or Prizepicks or all of FanDuel and all these other betting houses or organizations, let's say they're going to lose an X amount of dollars. Will somebody make the call, hint, hint, for Cleveland to lose that game? This is a serious question. We have high hopes for Shedeur Sanders this year. Will sports gambling, which now it seems like it is a pat on the hand or a slap on the hand in college, because if Sorsby got away with it, you mean to tell me that other players in NCAA is not going to attempt it? So the NCAA definitely has to do some damage control, because if they don't, this thing is about to get nasty. And these college players, where's the next step they're going to go? They're going to go to the NFL. And so they're going to be like, well, well, if I did it in college and just got my hand slapped, I'm definitely going to do it in the NFL because I'm going to make more money. Do you see how this thing is going to trickle down? So once again, I'm going to ask the question: do you think Shedeur Sanders' second year in the NFL is in jeopardy because it could be betting on who's going to be quarterback one? When is Todd Monken of the Browns going to announce this? Man, let me tell you one thing. People bet on the stupidest things in the world. And I'm pretty sure there is a bet going on with someone behind the scenes. Is Deshaun Watson going to be QB1 or is Shedeur Sanders going to be QB1 on week one? I'm going to say yes. Hold on. And then with Deshaun Watson said, and who knows, he could just be saying that just for the cameras. Yeah, I plan on playing all 17 games. Well, hold on, Shedeur. I understand that this is a team thing, team sport. But hey, Deshaun Watson plans on playing all 17 games. Where does that leave Shedeur Sanders? Where does that leave Shedeur Sanders? That means business did trump talent. So do y'all remember when that investor came in here? I think he goes by the name of Wheels, Family Guy, Wheelhouse Family Guy. And you remember last week he came into one of the lives and he said, yeah, Deshaun Watson is going to play 8 games. Shedeur Sanders is going to play 8 games. And then the last 2 games, they have one apiece or it'll be decided at that point. And I said, nah, not Wheelhouse. Ain't nobody got time for that. Do y'all remember that conversation in the investor? Well, the first thing I thought of when Deshaun Watson said that out of his own mouth, and who knows, he could be playing for the cameras. According to Charleston White, everybody playing. But what if he's not playing? I know he's not playing about having talks behind the scenes or internal talks, because he said, I will be starting. He said, I have no doubt, I have never doubted that I'm not going to start. Okay, let's see him. He shouldn't be able to, he shouldn't be able to play, but the Texas money hit different. Believe all the team on TT schedule should play them. Okay. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Everlud? How's up, Everlud? All of the NFL players. Hold on. All of the NFL players and content creators promote Prizepicks, right? Ex-players. This is why we watch and listen to everybody's behaviors and deeds while speaking about Shedeur Sanders. Wow, don't believe it. I don't know what you came in on. I don't know what you came in on, Evelyn. But I was speaking about that regarding Shilo Sanders. Could this be the reason why Shilo Sanders has not been called back to the NFL? Because he is betting on Prizepicks. He stated that out of his own mouth. And the NFL, they consider that high risk, and he has a partnership with Prizepicks. So think about it this way. If Shilo Sanders is associated with Prizepicks, he has admitted to legal gambling with Prizepicks. And if the team sees this as a high risk, what team will pick him up, place him on the team, and what if something looks funny on Shilo Sanders' side? Everybody's going to say, or some people could say, oh, Shilo Sanders did that on purpose because he's associated with Prizepicks. This is all I'm saying. Shilo's association with Prizepicks probably have put him in a category where an NFL team may want to call him, because Shilo Sanders definitely supposed to be in the NFL. Remember, we have been going around in circles and circles before the draft and after the draft, trying to figure out why Shilo has not been called to the NFL. Not even the practice squad. So this is why I'm bringing this up as a possible. This is not concrete. This is something I'm thinking outside of the box. Is this why an NFL team has not called Shilo Sanders back? Because they consider him high risk. That's all we're asking. So nothing about Shedeur Sanders there. And then also going back to, you remember when Coach Prime came to the Cleveland Browns game? It was him, Carucci, and Pilar and his sisters was out in the tent. Y'all remember that? I think that was, no, it wasn't his last game. Maybe that was the last home game. But Coach Prime was sitting up there in the box. And we was like, where's Shilo? I'm so glad that Shilo was not in attendance. I'm just saying this is a very slippery slope because they're going to say, well, Shilo Sanders has inside information because his brother plays for the Cleveland Browns. Do you see where I'm going with this? Oh, this is why Shilo has won this amount on the Cleveland Browns game. Oh, this is why Shilo Sanders have won this amount on the Cleveland Browns game because he's associated with Prizepicks and he bets on the games. So I don't want none of that being associated with Shedeur Sanders because Shilo is affiliated, which is true, is affiliated with Prizepicks. And the NFL gambling is legal. It's legal. So all I'm saying is I think this has hurt his chance of returning to the NFL. Could I be wrong? Yes. But I'm going to show you exactly what I dug up. Let's see here. What you said, Coach? If the NCAA doesn't do anything with will a man rob God while distraction, conquer, and dividing? Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders will be day one. Okay. Facts. Leave it to the NFL to say Shedeur is Thank you. I see why some people gets what I'm saying. This is all I'm stressing. Maybe this is why Shilo Sanders has not been returned to the NFL. And we do know that people bet on the games. There has been questionable calls with Jerry Jeudy, Kevin Stefanski. Come on now, we done talked about this. And then Blind Beauty Big Time just said a few lines ago that A.J. Brown has been rumored linked to shaving points. So is Shedeur Sanders winning record that we projected earlier last week and what we've been talking about, is it now in jeopardy because betting has become so prominent in the NFL? And now the NCAA, they got to control this. If courts, so let's just say in the NFL, a quarterback is caught, or a wide receiver is caught, or a running back is caught shaving points. All they're going to do, they can take the same route, even though the NFL, they're more stringent than NCAA. But this thing could be slippery. What if they decide to take the same route that Sorsby took? Oh, I have a gambling addiction. I'm going to rehab, and I still would like to play. Yes, I'm going to confess to everything, all the money that I won, all of the bets that I won in order to come clean because I wouldn't want to play in the NFL. That's going to compromise the whole entire integrity of the whole entire game, which I'm surprised that the NFL takes money from gambling entities. This is what I'm saying. The NFL takes money from gambling entities. So, but you don't want the players to gamble. But you're getting money from the gambling entities. Okay, but thank you for that. Let me see here. They are betting on the quarterback starting. You are right. They'll bet on everything. Right. They even betted on the president. Thank you, Gemini. So this is what I'm saying. Now I'm coming to the conclusion is, well, is this why? Because, and I was talking to somebody today, a friend behind the scenes. I said, well, y'all, I know y'all going to think that I'm going crazy right now, right? But I'm about to say this. At least Kevin Stefanski, he had 4 quarterbacks. Right or wrong or indifferent, Kevin Stefanski, he named a quarterback. Even before OTAs, he stood 10 toes down. He didn't care what Shedeur Sanders could do, throw, footwork, or anything like that. He said, this is my starting quarterback. When Kenny Pickett got relieved, this is my starting quarterback. When Joe Flacco left, this is my starting quarterback. And he had 4. And Tom Munkin has 2. And you just can't say, hey, on a conditional basis, I'm going to name Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders as QB1. That's what I'm saying. They bet on anything. And who knows? We just have to trust and believe in God because bringing him this far. Yeah. So I don't want no one to misconstrue what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm definitely not saying um, that my faith in God and this whole entire situation uh, is going to fail, is going to impact it. I'm talking about what man is doing. Man is betting on these games. Man, and trust me, if anybody betted last year that Shedeur Sanders was never going to play, they lost they lost a lot of money because Shedeur Sanders played. He was 3-7. It should have been 5-2 or 7-1, or 7-0. All I'm saying is, man is damaging the integrity of the game for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders even said tonight, if the wing T play is called, guess what? He says he has to execute that game. He said, if that play is called, he got to execute it. Shedeur Sanders said that now. He said that. And just the what if. Just the what if. This is not about Shedeur Sanders. This is not about God's ability. Because I know God is in this thing. I know this. But I'm saying, look at what man is doing. Man, look what man is doing to the game. I'm wishing the best for all of these players that want the opportunity to show their talent. That's all I want. The integrity of the game to be free, but gambling is everywhere now. Gambling is everywhere. Let's see here. Who can stop the power? No one can stop him. No one can stop God. No one can stop God. No man can stop God. They are not going to play Shedeur Sanders at all. Listen to Deshaun Watson. He's saying, listen, Deshaun Watson. He said some things that caught me off guard today. I heard Watson say that he was going to try to focus. Right. I didn't think he was able. Thank you. He didn't say some games. He said all games. I said, oh, okay. Hey, hold on. What'd you say? It sounds like to me he don't know if he can. We shall see. Through an interception today. I'm not even going off that ESPN Cleveland graph today, because if they're not going to report it accurately, I'm not going to use that over here. Yes, I believe the NFL won't pick him up. Maybe Shilo has come to the realization he's not playing ball at all. He knows the rules because after the Pro Bowl, he made sure. Right. And we caught that. Matter of fact, me and a friend caught about that, and we spoke about that today. He made sure they wouldn't say Shedeur was gambling. We talked about the same thing behind the scenes today. Deshaun Watson is injury prone and has never played a full season since he's been at Cleveland. True. When he said he'll play all 17 games, he did not believe it as he spoke. Okay, I hope not. I'm just telling you, hey, we just going over the presser. Shedeur don't need the NFL, not for long billionaire club. Shilo has multiple talents. Yeah, I'm just telling the investors that, hey, if I never see him again, I understand why. I remember that line. Thank you, Mel. Shilo, let's see. Shedeur don't get caught up in shallow foolishness. Kevin named the starting quarterback until after training camp. He had some type of time. Right, he had some type of timing. And that's all I'm saying is, okay, you said it's going to be at the end of July, and then I think somebody said it's going to be before week 1. That's a big difference. But okay, we're just going to sit back and watch. Shilo just has too many financial issues going on. And he still got a court case August the 31st. Tony, sorry to say, but they've been gambling on games for decades now. Yeah. This is not new, right? Sorsby just got caught, and he admitted to gambling. And there's probably some people betting on Shedeur Sanders' second year. This is just crazy. The rules of gambling is if you are the right complexion, the rules don't apply. We found that definitely out with Sorsby. Deshaun Watson and the Assembly family are cool people. When Bucky was playing, right, I just announced this. When Bucky was playing at SMU, they were not in competition with here Watson and Sanders. Right. I think Evelyn is catching up because I know I stated that. So maybe she's catching up. Now let me go ahead with the rest of these slides. Let's see here. Here we go. Going back to the rest of these slides. All right, so this is what it says. A business perspective. If the NFL generates roughly $23 billion annually, gambling partnership may contribute hundreds of millions of dollars directly. So this is what the NFL is getting from business gambling partners. But gambling indirect impacts on TV ratings and media rights is probably worth billions. All right, let me keep going here. Many sports business analysts believe legalized sports bettings has helped increase the value of NFL broadcasting deals because more fans watch games longer and more frequently. All right, so this is just setting the groundwork for we going into the gambling portion of it, right? Let's see here. Okay, the NFL reported annually revenue includes money that league and teams actually receive from gambling related partnerships, but it does not include the total amount waged by fans. What is included? The NFL earns revenue from official partnerships with sportsbooks such as DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and Caesars Entertainment. Some of these I didn't even know that they was associated with. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, what you said, Mel? I've been convinced that the NFL is nothing more. Oof. And y'all, we're gonna have a members only meeting on Sunday afternoon. Okay. Okay, going to the next one. Here we go. The NFL has become more accepting of legal sports betting businesses, but the league still has very strict rules about gambling associations from players, coaches, and league personnel. Right now, Shilo Sanders is not none of these. None of these. So I asked a question, and I'm going to show you exactly what I got back in return. The key principle is protect the integrity of the game. Under NFL gambling policies, players and league personnel generally may not bet on NFL games, have someone place bets on their behalf, which is what Sorsby was doing, and he didn't think he was going to get caught. Shares inside information that could influence betting markets, participate in illegal gambling operations, engage in activities that could create the appearance of the game outcome are being influenced, right? Here we go. However, simply betting being associated with legal sports book is not automatically prohibited. Example, the NFL itself has official partnerships with companies such as NFL DraftKings and FanDuel. Stadiums may contain sports book lounges or betting related sponsorships. Fans may legally wager in legal jurisdictions. All right, here we go. Where the NFL draws the line is when a player relationship with gambling could call competitive integrity into question. This is none of them. This is nothing about Shedeur. This is nothing about Shedeur. Associations versus participation. The NFL is generally more concerned with placing bets, facilitating bets, providing inside information, and association with bookmakers on gambling. Right? Let's keep going. Now, here's where I've asked a question. Here we go. Low risk scenarios, the former player. So I wanted to know, based off Shiloh's association with price picks, would he be considered a low risk or high risk, right, for him returning to the NFL? The former player appeared so this is low risk scenarios. The former player appeared in legal advertising, promoting a fantasy sports production, had no gambling violations, never betted on an NFL game, never bet on an NFL game, never shared insider information, complied with the applicable laws and league policies while active. In this case, the endorsement itself would generally be viewed as a commercial relationship, similar to endorsing a beverage or a pale company. Got it. Got it. Let's keep going. Got it. Here we go. Here we go. High risk scenarios. The NFL would become more concerned if the player had a history of betting on NFL games, has ties to bookmakers or betting syndicates, receive compensation ties directly to betting outcomes. Okay, on Shilo Sanders' channel, when he is promoting DraftKings, does he not say, make sure you enter the code Shilo, right? That means that he's getting some type of compensation from them for promoting the business. So this what falls into this icon. And if this is true, Shilo Sanders would be considered a higher risk for returning to the NFL. All right. Share non-public football information, continued gambling-related promotional activities that conflicted with an active player rules upon entering. So there it is. Now, so this right here is just some charts on when it would be low, moderate to elevate, high, very high, and extreme. Look, the NFL and the NFLPA, they have books, articles, rule books, chapters on players returning that has a history of gambling. And I need to go see, because they was talking about, well, Sorsby may get drafted next year. So now I need to go do an investigation on if Sorsby was to get drafted. Well, first of all, could he get drafted next year? And if he got drafted, what would the NFL, or what does the NFL and the NFLPA has in place to make sure that the game of the team that he plays for, or the games that he plays for, will have integrity withheld within those games? Coach Munkin can't name. I think. Okay. A lot of good information. Thank you, Mina. Okay. So I'm just sharing information tonight because with this case with the Sorsby thing, it made me go down this rabbit hole in terms of what if Shilo wanted to return to the game? Where would this place him? And based off the information that I'm sharing tonight, he would be considered high risk. So former players endorsed by Prizepicks only. Okay, that is low. Former player legally bets on non-NFL sports, that would be considered moderate. Former player, which is Shilo Sanders is, endorsed Prizepicks and legally bet on non-NFL sports, moderate to elevated. Okay, former player who is Shilo Sanders bet on NFL games while retired. He's not even retired, but that still would be considered high. Former player bets on games involved in a team they played for or has insider information for. All right. This is where it gets sticky. And I don't think anybody, and I pray that that's not the case. That would be considered very high. And you see where I'm going. Evidence of game manipulation or inside information betting, that would be an extreme risk. So if you're asking whether the NFL would view a returning player who endorsed Prizepicks and actively bet on games as high risk, than a typical returning player? The answer is yes. The degree of concern would depend heavily on whether those bets involve NFL games and whether they were any integrity related issues tied to the waging activity. So let's just say, hypothetically, if Shilo Sanders does want to return to the NFL, you know what he would have to do? Just because he's associated with Prizepicks, and he has also confessed in his own videos that he does bet and win with Prizepicks because somebody asked him that, he would have to turn over all of his betting records, and they would have to go through the records just to see if he betted on any NFL games. That's all I'm trying to bring to your attention. Rules for thee, not for the real criminal sitting in the plain sight. It's never hidden. People, thank God Almighty for wisdom and knowledge. And this is definitely knowledge that we're getting tonight. So if Shilo Sanders never gets called to the NFL, I'm considering that this will be a major factor. Now, let's go ahead and see how Shannon Sharp and Okocinco and Nightcap responded to this Brendan Sorsby information and how upset they are. Because, like I'm saying, they say if the NCAA does not control this, what went down, y'all, I don't even know if, a matter of fact, a lot of people don't even watch NFL because they consider it that the game could be manipulated because of the betting options out there and the wages of ups and downs, overs and unders, the spreads and everything. Even in NBA, we know that this, matter of fact, this here, I'm going to say in the 80s, this was so taboo, you bet not even said betting on a game. The referees was doing it. Y'all already know those famous cases. But now that betting is legal, like legal. All right, here we go. Hold on, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's your favorite donkey. Man, this score breaks my damn heart. I don't know what the is. Well, I don't know what the was thinking. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby has reportedly been granted an injunction.
Right. You're right. Shady, Acho, and fake media bets on all the games. You were right. But they don't have any high hopes of returning to the game, which is what I'm stressing. Shilo Sanders still want to play from what we're getting from the videos. I'm not talking about the retired NFL players. If Shilo Sanders was retired and didn't have any aspirations of returning to the game, that would be something totally different. But what we've heard Shilo say is that, yes, he would like to come and play for the NFL. Totally different categories, totally different situations. Cincinnati Red, Pete Rose. Okay.
He requested by a judge in the District Court of Lubbock. Okay, there you have your answer. Sorsby is not expected to be eligible for the 2020 college football season and will not have to enter the NFL supplemental draft. The judge reasoning granted Sorsby injunction. The court finds that Sorsby will suffer a probable and imminent and irreparable injury without the injunction because he'll be unable to participate as a member of Texas Tech University 2026 football team. And according to Rob Ryder, the majority of the Big 12 teams are boycotting the games against Texas Tech next season due to Brendan Sorsby ruling. I'm told multiple board members have also motioned to eject the Red Raiders from the league. Only current holdouts are BYU. The athletic officials.
It's just that bad. They may reject the whole entire team from the NCAA. Let me rewind that.
University 2026 football team. And according to Rob Ryder, the majority of the Big 12 teams are boycotting the games against Texas Tech next season due to Brendan Sorsby ruling. I'm told multiple board members have also motioned to eject the Red Raiders from the league. Only current holdouts are BYU. The athletic officials from Nebraska, Georgia sent department-wide memos today instructing their coaches and sports deputies not to schedule Texas Tech. If games are already scheduled, the school may work to cancel the matchup. All four justices of the 7th Court of Appeals in Texas, guess where they graduated from?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Hey,
Hold on. Don't nobody want to recuse themselves. Don't nobody say, you know what? The look of this, if we were to grant this stay,
Yeah.
can you imagine what this is going to look like? So nobody thought anything. Nobody said, you know what? Ocho Joe, I'm just going to recuse myself.
Right.
The man admitted that he betted on games in which he was a member of the team when he was on that team. And he said, I wagered at least 95. If the reports are true, reading what I read, chat, if y'all ready, you ready. He bet, $90,000 when he was the quarterback. Not one time, but over bets, multiple thousands of bets. Damn. He admitted it while he was participating. And y'all say, you know what? He gonna suffer irreparable harm. What have you done?
Hey, so teams that have Texas Tech on the schedule, they're declining.
We ain't effing with y'all.
Year.
We ain't effing with y'all.
Will they really do that, you think,
Yes.
Yep. That's all I needed to know. So we're definitely going to watch this situation here regarding Texas Tech and what the NCAA is going to do regarding Brendan Sorsby, because from what I'm hearing, they're going to appeal this to attempt to get him removed off the whole entire roster, or do not be surprised if they penalize Texas Tech millions of dollars if they keep Sorsby on their active roster. Yeah, it's going to get like that. And let's not forget, there were how many players got picked up from Texas Tech last year? They already in the NFL. And I'm not saying that they have been involved in gambling, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to highlight tonight how big this thing is. How big this thing is. We all saw the games last year. That was, some plays was highly questionable. The O-line was questionable. Some wide receivers was questionable. We seen this last year. And my thing is, I just hope that sports betting is not going to impact Shedeur Sanders' second year in the NFL, especially this year here. Because with Deshaun Watson leaving, because they haven't said nothing about extending his contract, with Shedeur Sanders being in the NFL this year, his second year, and let's just say the Cleveland Browns for some reason continue to play Deshaun Watson and we're not winning those games, you already know the conversation that's going to happen in January. Who's going to be the Browns' first pick off the board? And we need another quarterback. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, Underwood. They are still puppets for the NFL. All their platforms are ran by elite Illuminati. I know, thank God Almighty for changing a girl like me after 35 years deep. 34 years of sobriety. Okay. Hell, Shannon Sharp back in the world biggest stage or two. All right, Vestas. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Humiliation rituals. I wish you would come behind the scenes, Evelyn, but I totally understand. I understand. All right, Vestas, so I'm gonna let you go. Okay. What you said, Lady E? Now I see why. You know what, Lady E? I had a talk with someone else behind the scenes today. Yeah, I've been talking today behind the scenes a lot today. And what if they won't let Dylan Gabriel go is because with him and Kevin Stefanski being so close, maybe he know where some bodies are buried also. I'm just saying. Hypothetically. But tell you what, we're going to continue to watch this. The Cleveland Browns. We're going to continue to watch their movements. We're just going to just sit back and watch this from afar. We're going to see what NCAA is going to do, especially because they got Colorado Buffaloes on their schedule this year here. And then also we're going to sit back and watch the Cleveland Browns. We're just going to sit back and watch everything. We're just going to sit back and watch everything. So, but if you haven't went back and you haven't seen today's pressers with Shedeur, I said I'm going to highly go out there and I'm going to say, please go out there and just watch Deshaun Watson's portion of his presser and just come back and just let me know what you think about it. That's a fair request. So, vessels, until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees at Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. Yeah. Huh.